in closing, so do you mind doing a fine debrief? Have we done a fine debrief?
No, I don't know that we have.
What? Okay, so this will be interesting. So we go back and forth and we share first facts.
Yeah.
So we'll do 2 facts each that you remember from the last X number of days since you got here.
Yeah.
So there's no judgment, no opinions, just something you recalled. Could have been photographed, could have been recorded.
Yeah.
So objective reality. So I'll say the keynote, whatever ballroom, is on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
That's just a
Yeah,
fact.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, okay.
There's about 3,500
Yeah.
attendees at the
Yes.
conference.
The room we are in has massive floor-to-ceiling windows, which you can see if you look out there. So massive
Is
is
massive a fact?
Massive is an opinion. I'll
That's
say
right.
it has floor-to-ceiling windows.
Okay. The conference, apparently, that I've heard, has grown in the past 10 years from about 500 people to 3,500 people. So,
Yeah, that's true. Another fact used to be called Virtual School Symposium.
Okay.
So that's a bonus fact.
yeah.
So
But I
next,
think that historical context is interesting and
Yes.
important in terms of the conversation that's going on.
yeah. So
That's not a fact, that's a
that's a
interpretation.
new. So the next level is an internal connection. So it's a feeling or a memory that you experienced over your time here at NACOL. So like I felt, and then an emotion word, or like, oh, this happened, it reminded me of something.
Yeah. Gosh, I ran into a person last night who works for New Tech Network, who works very closely with a former colleague of mine. I was the principal of a high school in San Francisco, and he was my counterpart at another high school that Envision Schools ran. And it was just fun to have a common connection and connect, and that made me feel happy, you know.
I felt like a rascal. I don't know what the emotion around that is. I felt just a little bit bad. During the keynote, I tweeted out a couple of dissenting tweets because I felt like things were said during the keynote that maybe many people didn't agree with.
Yeah.
And I felt,
Why do you feel bad about not
Well,
agreeing with an idea?
well, I think the expression was the expression of it in a public forum, but I think that's the point of Twitter.
Right.
Is to create a back channel, and that's why you do hashtags so people can find those comments. And I just, but at the same time, yeah, I'm sitting with the deputy superintendent, my new boss, the assistant superintendent. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
here I go. So that emotion, feeling like I have to do this, but
Yeah.
I also
Conflicted.
yeah. Good. Okay. So next level question is a new idea, new insight, a lesson that you would take away from iNACOL.
Yeah. I've really been thinking about Advanced Learning Academy back in Santa Ana Unified.
Yeah.
So this is our dependent charter school, competency-based, personalized learning, and just realizing that I haven't done enough work really kind of capturing and crystallizing what their model is about.
Yeah.
And that's a combination of kind of pedagogical insights into the actual instruction that happens there and the program that happens there, and then some of the sessions I've been in around, you know, telling your story and branding and imagery and bringing those two things together. So I'm excited to go back and kind of engage the Advanced Learning Academy community in doing some of that work.
That's a good one. And I think I'm going to echo that because when you said that, I thought of a tweet I sent out last night. They were talking about, we were invited to an event to talk about equity and how do you scale equity. And I tweeted something that, you know, I don't have a PhD in equity,
Right.
but I'm like, if you can't be invited, if you can't go into a community member's house
Right.
uninvited, then maybe you haven't done equity work.
Yeah,
Because
that's not
we're talking about like, oh, let's systematize equity. But if equity is contextual and it occurs in a place with a community, then I think one thing I've learned from Dr. Hagelin is how well do you know the people in your community? And that's really the baseline for doing any type of work,
Right.
equity or otherwise. So when you said the community of Advanced Learning Academy, I'm like, that's what I need to hear is I need to go spend time with those teachers.
Right.
And also there's a student that I've been just interested in following his progress, and so I just need to go check in on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's a great
So
thought.
I'm going to do that.
All right, we can go together.
Yeah, that'd be good. And that's actually the last level of a find is your decision. So that's mine. I'm going to go visit Eric at Advanced Learning Academy and tell him hey and ask him how he's doing. What's a decision you can make because of a goal?
That's a great question.
Well, you did already say you were going to go to
Yeah,
Advanced
but
Learning
I'm
Academy.
trying to think of some of the other areas. I've been actively in critique mode, I feel like, during my time here in terms of the equity conversation. And while I think that's helpful, I haven't formalized as clearly, like, what's the decision that I'm going to make in order to address equity, or do what I can to address it, because it's a big conversation. But I think that one of my commitments is or decisions is that I need to explicitly address it more in my interactions on an individual basis, and then in the way I think about the professional development and support that I give to principals and school leaders in general.
Yeah.
So, a decision to kind of double down on my commitment to building an equity discourse in Santa Ana.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to me because I see it very much as part of your DNA. Like you, I think at Envision, they're a charter management organization that's focused on equity.
Right.
It's part of it. We did the Principles of Change with Gia.
Yeah.
It was definitely a part of the conversation, and I think that's definitely part of who you are, and I would welcome that and look forward to, like, this is part of our conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
sure.
And it's important, we got to do the work.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wes.
Have a safe flight.
Yes, I will, hopefully.